Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the Erock'S Entertainment Rant podcast, as brought to you by the King Frick Fresh Entertainment Group. I'm your host, Erock, and today on the show, we are here to discuss the Big Brother 26 finale. I feel like this was a finale. Joining me today to discuss the finale is Tommy. Tommy, how you doing?
I'm excited that the season's over. No. Not like that. Not in a bad way.
You're speaking my language.
Oh.
Because I too was annoyed. Well, okay, that's not true. I like this season way more than I like last season.
Yeah.
Last season, we didn't even get to the finale of podcasting. I stopped at the final 8.
Well, that's no fun. You stopped at what?
The final 8.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, and Tommy is frozen currently for me.
Already?
Yeah, you and technology, man. I thought you were gonna steal your work laptop.
So let's not have that on the internet. No, no, I didn't want to have this link that you sent me to be on my work laptop.
All right. Okay. So we have a finale to talk about, and as some of you may notice, we did not talk about the final 4, but I still think we can safely say that we managed to get through this entire season of podcasting. I'll still count this as a full season, even though we didn't talk about the final 4.
There we go.
Because I believe that, like I said, the final 4, we talked everything we needed to discuss with the final 4 happened during the spoiler section of this our last podcast, which you can check out over on our Spotify.
There you go.
I'm just plugging away. So the final 4 was, like I said, after Mackenzie won the veto, there was a lot of debate whether, if not, she would evict Cam or she'll evict Rubina. She ultimately did what we all expected her to do, and she voted out Rubina.
Was there any glimmer of hope that you think that they would have done an all-women's final?
I mean, here's the thing. The whole narrative of their all-women's final was a false narrative to begin with. Because there have been female final 3s. They've claimed, Chelsea on the live feeds claimed that there had been no final 2 females.
Season 4. Or no, was that season 2?
Season 6. No, season 2 was Dr. Will.
That's right, yeah.
Season 3, I think, maybe what we're looking at.
What's that, Blonde and June?
I have no idea. So season 4, then. I have no idea. I don't know, okay? But anyways, season 13, season 11, season 6, season 4, 3, or both. I don't know. I'm not a Big Brother, huge historian.
I'm trying to be, but I'm clearly failing at that. When you say season 6, who are you referring to?
Maggie and what's-her-face.
Maggie and
whoever finished second with her. And also Janelle was in that final 3, so there was an all-female final 3. The point I'm getting at, though, is the female narrative was a false narrative to begin with.
Interesting.
It's just a fact, Tommy. It was a false narrative to begin with. These two are thinking that they're making groundbreaking history, being the first 2 females to make it to the final 2, when we all know that that's not true.
So I knew that they were trying to get an all-female final. I didn't know that they thought that they were going to be the first ones.
Yeah, no, I know. It's literally they all thought it was gonna be the first one. So with that said, though, did I think they were going to do it? There was no way Chelsea was going to let that happen.
Sorry, I just noticed your what your line says below your name.
I was waiting for you to catch that. I say true champ because I'm the one who podcasted about the full season.
There you go.
We got through the full season, so it counts. But listen, Mackenzie made a bad decision evicting Rubina over Cam. She should have evicted Cam. Because she then could have took Rubina and it would have made sense for her. But I don't think she was ever going to take Rubina.
So I know Cam had that one veto win, right?
Yeah, he had the yips all season.
The yips. Okay, did Rubina win any comps at all?
Rubina won one AI arena.
Oh, for the love of God. So they both suck.
So it was 6 and 1, half a dozen another with this. Like, both of them were not going to do well.
Yeah.
I feel like.
But what she said at the end, she feels like she went in there wanting to face the strongest, and hey, she did. And Mackenzie did win the most comps this season, one more over Jag from last season, apparently.
Yep.
And I guess that doesn't matter. Just the gameplay, I suppose, or just it depends on throwing it over to how the challenge plays their game. I've said it multiple times. How do you want to win? Do you want to win against people that you know you can beat, or do you want to face the best? And Mackenzie, she wanted to face the best, but also, I guess, the second best, because Chelsea did not win as many comps as her. But I guess the way that Chelsea played, do people like more comp wins, or do they like the strategic plays?
Yeah,
as what Chelsea did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, 6 and 1, half dozen other. And I'm gonna go into a rant later about this, but I feel like I might want to just do it now to get it over with, if that's cool. I'm getting a little bit upset with the consistent posts I've been seeing today about how Mackenzie made a dumb decision and how everyone is getting all up in her business, as if she's the first person in Big Brother history to ever evict someone and go against the person who is the tougher beat.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a new thing that's happened.
For real.
Like, this is not something brand new that we've never seen happen in Big Brother ever. Cody and Derek. Paul when he took James out over Nicole. More examples popped in my head. I'm sure, but I got, like, there's two right off the bat. There's, like, Ian evicting evicting Danielle over Dan was a dumb decision, although Ian still won the game. Like I said, Hayden evicting Enzo over Lane was also a dumb decision in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. There's, like I said, there's lots of decisions. This is not a new thing that's never happened before, is what I'm getting at. Monty evicting Turner over Taylor, that was another one.
Okay. Taylor won some competitions, but she was also up against on the block the most.
Yeah. But, like, I mean, my point that I was getting at, though, is, like I said, this isn't a brand new thing that nobody's ever done before.
Right.
Like, this isn't like an all women's final two has never been a thing situation. Like, these are not, like, groundbreaking things. So, like, I'm sick and tired of people getting all up in Mackenzie's business about what she did, when in actuality, like, she's not the first person to do that. Plus, she could have won.
Yeah.
Rant over.
It was even said last night, like, we'll never understand why people are playing games like this for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just that mentality. Did you want to win with dignity, or did you want to win out of cowardice? So
Win out
it
of
is what it
cowardice. I
is.
mean, a win's
There's
a win.
For the people out there complaining about it, there's nothing you can do about it from here on out, and there's nothing you would have done about it. You can't go back and change things how they are. You can give them all the criticism that you want, but that's not going to do anything. You can't predict the future players, so the future players are going to play however they want. And one of the future players from the past was Mackenzie, if that makes any sense. So it's just how people want to win. And obviously, Mackenzie didn't win, but that's just the way that she wanted to play the game. So
yeah,
be mad all you want, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly. You're preaching to the choir, brother. Like, this isn't brand new information, and this isn't brand new thing. And I was sick of it, and I knew I was going to have to go on this rant at some point. I might as well said, get it out of the way.
There we go.
Like, let's get it out of the way and let's talk about this. Because ultimately, so after she evicts Rubina, we go into the recap of the recap, which, for those who wonder, no, I have never watched a recap of the recap. I do not care. I do not need to see stuff that I've never seen. Half the stuff is stuff I've already seen.
Oh, you're talking about the Friday's episode.
Yeah, the Friday episode, the recap of the recap.
Yeah, I totally missed that one too.
Yeah, nobody watches that. Like, I skip it every year because it's not giving us brand new information. And plus, this information that they did give with the quote-unquote Derek stuff.
So I was wondering I was wondering if I missed anything, because when I saw him hop on in like the first few minutes of last night's episode, I was like, oh shoot, should I have watched that recap episode? Because
you shouldn't have. Or you should watch the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I was just like, how did they automatically get into those that hanging
the hanging thingy.
Yeah.
And so one of my first notes for this finale is this is a lot, because we start the finale with Derek we see the recap of Derek giving them a message that he's been recruited by the government to destroy Ainsley. As if we didn't see this coming.
This is so cheesy.
Angela talked about like the low budget films. I guess Big Brother took that to heart and decided to begin their low budget production.
Oh my god.
But so Derek then comes on and says, you guys need to destroy Ainsley, which is what we all kind of saw coming with this twist, was that eventually they were going to have to destroy Ainsley.
I had actually no idea. I wasn't sure what was going on with the Ainsley thing. I
feel like I mentioned it at some point.
So I knew that she would, like, she took her week off when they were in Janky World, and when she came back with like the red streams or whatever in her bloodline or whatever, I was just like, oh great, she's evil. I really didn't think of Ainsley throughout this entire season until she spoke.
I mean, nobody does. But then, so they have to. So they go into HOH Part 1, where they have to destroy Ainsley's power core by by hovering over a thing with holding onto a thingy for as long as possible. And hate this. Hate that they're doing this, but then Chelsea says that she wants to win this so that she can take fate into her own hands. I got here, yes, take fate into your own hands, Chelsea. You need to.
Yeah.
Never rely on somebody else to do your bidding.
How do you feel about the green slime that was ejecting out on them?
Neither here nor there. I'm indifferent. I mean, I didn't like the fake lasers part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
that. Like, again, this is Go. You guys are on a TV studio lot and close to like film studio lots. Like, you can't go get someone who has like digital effects experience. Like, it's come a long way.
Yeah, they're living back in like the 2000s, I want to say. Maybe even
Not even
before that.
like, yeah, like the 80s, like the old Star Wars stuff. Like,
there you go.
like this reminded me of like old school Star Wars films, which is just insane. Also, another thing that's insane is that this comp lasted 37 minutes.
Yeah, how long did the wall comp last this season too?
Like 45.
This is pathetic.
This is very pathetic. We need Pressure Cooker back every year. We need a 14-hour challenge. I need to be able to like text somebody to steal their whatchamacallit, their Paramount, and use my VPN to watch this competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, watch a whole full scale AI or pressure cooker comp. Because 37 minutes is just not, like, what are we doing here? Yeah. Quote Matt, who I'll be talking to in an hour about Survivor, live on the YouTube page, as you can check out right after you're done watching this.
Heyo.
What are we doing here? So then I even pointed out too that this AI thing has gotten away from them, because then for part 2, Derek comes on and he says, listen, you need to destroy her brain now. And I can't, this channel's corrupted, so I'm gonna have to get you this message some other way. And then they transported to their next part of the competition, and then a bird comes in.
They must have heard you talk about how you hated their little transitions.
And they just doubled down?
Yeah.
Then they didn't really hear me.
No, they're like, oh, Eric hates this? Got it. Let's make him hate it even more.
He's going to podcast about it anyways. We might as well give him something to rant about and be annoyed about.
Yeah.
Like, good
I saw them do that a couple times last night, and I was just like, Eric's going to hate this.
You're not wrong. I mean, Eric was planning on hating it. And so now the question to you, Tommy. Do you think that was a real bird or a fake bird or a robot bird?
I don't really. So you're just talking about how they were close to Universal Studios or whatever. You were just saying, like, get a real person to get the graphics in check or whatever.
Yeah.
If they were able to actually get a real bird and train it like that, I don't understand how they couldn't get their graphics team to do it better.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking it was a robot bird.
But no, Mackenzie genuinely looked shocked at that, and
so did Cam too. So maybe it was actually a real bird.
I'm thinking it was, because
you can't train a bird. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah, I didn't really see Cam's expression, but Mackenzie, she looked, her gasps were flabbered.
That's a good one. You got to use that more, man.
Just like the start he parted.
Yeah, you got to use that more. Like, that was perfect. But so then they go into part 2 of the HOH, and this seems like way simpler than other part 2s. Like, this challenge seemed pretty basic. Like a basic bitch.
If you weren't good at puzzles, then no, it wasn't basic. But if you were, then yes. I would dominate this. I love me some puzzles.
Oh yeah, me too.
Give me a maze. You got this. I'm down for the ride.
Totally. I mean,
so, yeah. I mean, I would just I would just totally dominate this. This There's just no other way around it. I don't consider it basic, just because I know that I would kick it. I would be the Mackenzie in this situation.
Yeah, and let's talk about it. Mackenzie beasted that. Like that wasn't even close.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Cam. Like
I do too.
The dude,
like that had to be demoralizing.
So when they showed that Mackenzie was the winner in that day count competition, and Cam was hyping himself up to be like, I've been memorizing the days with Chelsea and all that, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, well, I'm rooting for you, Cam, but hold on, my light just went out. Oh, great. But anyway, we're gonna work with this. Yeah, for something that he was so good at and he still lost. You have to feel bad for the guy.
Yeah,
kind
especially
of.
his reaction after too, where he like punched the wall, like he was so mad at himself.
And didn't Mackenzie
heard him
or something?
Yeah,
and
she heard it.
Like, made a face.
Yeah, well, because and he's rightfully so. He's pissed off. He's losing these comps, and he's losing these comps by seconds. And in this scenario, like a few seconds could make all the difference. Like made all the difference. Like because if he would have won that, he would have evicted Mackenzie. Mackenzie would have went home in fourth. It would have been him, Rubina, and Chelsea in the final three. He could have theoretically beat Rubina in one of these or both at part two. And then he could have easily got to the end of this thing with Chelsea and potentially beat Chelsea in that final HOH and take Chelsea out at final two and potentially win. Then you're looking at his game a whole lot different from a different lens.
Speaking of facing off against Chelsea, what the heck was that last competition where her and Mackenzie were like struggling trying to answer? Like, what the I was trying to listen in, I was honing in on those questions and everything. I'm just like, I wouldn't even be able to get these correct.
I got them all right.
First of all, screw you. This is where my puzzle skills come into play.
Like, I just like to point out though that they were struggling, but they got them all right.
Yeah.
Like Chelsea got one wrong at the end because she changed her answer last second.
Yeah, that was wild.
For future players, don't do that. Spoiler, like my week count equation. Never change your answers. Like unless you're 100% sure you got it wrong.
Yeah.
Your first instinct is always the right instinct.
I don't know. Like I second guess myself a lot, but yeah, it was just crazy because I don't like where where your strengths are memorizing days and everything. My strengths are the puzzles.
Yeah.
Would you say that like the opposite way, like where my puzzle strengths are, yours is not a strength in puzzles?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm bad at puzzles. I think I'm fairly decent at puzzles, but am I like the greatest to where like I could win something like this? Probably not.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm better at these question comps. Like I'm good at remembering stuff that happens.
I'm so terrible at that shit. Remember, like,
but before we get to the final HOH part of the comp, I got one of my things here is no shit, Mackenzie, because MJ was talking about how she's deciding whether or not she wants to play with her head or her heart. And then we get to the jury roundtable, which was not hosted by Dr. Will. It was hosted by Taylor Hale.
And now, Eric, I'm putting my therapy cap on.
Go ahead.
And how does this make you feel?
I actually thought she did a great job.
Yeah.
Yes. Hand to God, I think she did a better job than Dr. Will because for the last few years, it's felt like Dr. Will has just been phoning it in. Like he's not actually following along with the season. Where I feel like Taylor Hale is because I've seen her on other podcasts talking about the season.
Okay.
So like, go ahead.
Me personally, I don't really find the point in these roundtables. So like past seasons, it was hard for me to remember how Dr. Will was. Um, I don't know. There's just something about them where I'm just like, I don't really care for these. I think it gives off Real Housewives of so and so vibes.
Yeah.
Other than like minus all the yelling and screaming and fighting, whatever. Um, but I don't know. There's just something about these where I just don't really care. I don't pay attention to them all that much whenever they come around. So I would say in seasons past when Dr. Will was hosting them, I don't exactly I can't point out anything specific that like he like any tactics I guess that he would ask the former house guests. Like
Yeah.
but what I saw in Taylor, I know she was giving some Angela some backlash or whatever.
Which is what I was loving.
Yeah, so
Personally.
I don't know if that's a specifically a Taylor Hale thing or like
Well, I don't think Dr. Will would have done that.
Okay.
Like that's why like but I thought she did a great job. What we need to do is they need to release the day before or on the day. They need to release like an extended version like on their like YouTube channel or like their Instagram of the roundtable before the episode so that we can kind of get an idea of like cuz they only show us like 5 minutes. Like 10 minutes of this where they're all just talking about each person and like Quinn is saying everything that we're all thinking in our heads to some degree with his stuff. And like I said, like I want to see more from the round table.
Yeah.
Like they should take a page out of Survivor's playbook and make the finale 3 hours and give us like a decent chunk of it being the round table. Although granted, I do think a 3-hour finale would be just the worst for Big Brother. I didn't even like the 2-hour thing because I feel like at the end of it was all just cringeworthy shit near the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Leading up to it, I was yesterday was a long day for me and trying to wait for Big Brother to come on at 9 instead of 8 and then well, my time I guess. And then to last 2 hours I was just like, I mean, come on. I was like starting to fall asleep right before 9 o'clock or something. I'm just like, can this get over with already?
Yeah, well, for me it was 7 o'clock that it started because it was Thanksgiving, or we were at our Thanksgiving dinner because today's Canadian Thanksgiving. Just FYI.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. And so what happened was that felt forced, but moving on. But the beauty of it was I was able to get home by 7 because my nephew's 2 and he has to go to bed, be in bed by 7, so he has to be gone by 6. So we were able to get home in time to watch it at 7. But I just like said 3 hours I think would have been a pain in the butt.
Big Brother isn't the American football that you guys watch on Thanksgiving?
No, we watch Canadian football on Thanksgiving, and it wasn't Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving was today, not yesterday.
Oh.
I just do my Thanksgiving dinners on today.
Gotcha.
Or tomorrow, or yesterday. I can't talk.
Understood.
I got 2 podcasts, and I can't talk. This is wonderful. So yeah, so I thought Taylor did a great job. Honestly, I did. And I hope she sticks around for doing it for a while. We all know, like, there is a specific reason why Dr. Will didn't do it. It's because he's on Deal or No Deal Island.
I was gonna say I saw something. I saw like some type of spoiler the other day, and I was just like, "Is this accurate?" Because this kind of makes sense.
Dr. Will is going to be on Deal or No Deal Island season 2.
Interesting.
Which is something I didn't watch.
So, yeah, I noticed.
Probably won't watch.
I noticed Julie Chen. She also said Taylor is sitting in this season for the round table. So I don't know if like does she have like a secured spot going forward, or is Dr. Will going to continue doing this next season?
I don't know. They might bring in different hosts every year. I don't know.
Huh. So now,
I personally don't think they should. I think it should just be Taylor, but
yeah, and now with the backlash that Taylor is getting for being the roundtable host,
was she getting backlash?
I think so. I mean, if she did, I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but I think there might have been like a post or two that I seen like where people were complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could have been Nicole, it could have been Danielle, it could have been so and so.
Could have been Derek.
Someone posted a picture of Tiffany and Daniel from her season. Not, I know Tiffany's not from her season, but Daniel from her season saying, "Smile if you're bitter about Taylor Host being the round host table jury or the round host table host."
Yeah. Jeez.
I mean, I have much love for Tiffany, but that Daniel guy.
Oh no, Daniel's despicable.
He is disposable, despicable,
all the above.
A disgrace.
Like, and I actually saw on one of Derek Lavasser's posts about the finale, somebody made, or it was maybe about CBS posting with the Derek stuff, but there was a comment that said like, can we get you in instead of Taylor for the roundtable because she did a bad job? And then Derek responded to the comment like, hey, give her a chance. Like, she did like, you don't know how good or bad she's gonna do, and she did a great job.
Yeah.
And I think she did a great job.
Yeah. Like I will never understand the Taylor Hale hate. But then again, it's not my
it's not your I'll never understand the Taylor Hale hate as well. I mean, did I like her as a winner? No, but I don't really like anyone as a winner. Like there are people I don't like, and this is before my podcasting time, so who knows how many shut ups Taylor would have gotten or if she would have gotten any. But so final HOH, as I mentioned, I got all 6 answers correct. Yay, Eric. And then Mackenzie wins the final HOH, coming in clutch yet again. So winning her 11th competition total this season, which is insanely good.
Oh my god.
And I'm glad she beat that, I'm going to quote this, beat that Jags record.
Did you see that?
Yeah, you're just like, don't go into the light, okay, Tommy? Stay away from the light.
But you're happy that she won over Jags or won more than competitions than Jags?
Yes. I feel like the comp record should be held by a woman, not a man. That's just a feminist in me.
Oh, okay.
It's just a feminist in me.
I just like to play the devil's advocate.
Fair. Nope. Yep. You do you. I also would like to point out like that I did like that this season there was equitable competitions.
Like
all the comps, it wasn't just like, because I feel like if Cam would have played last season, I was listening to another podcast where they talked about it, they said like if Cam would have played last season, he probably would have won a lot more competitions.
Interesting.
Because they were those comps were deemed more physical.
Favored men over women.
Yeah, and these were more equitable.
Okay.
So ultimately, so here's Cam's. So MJ wins HOH. Here's Cam's shot. Cam has one chance to just look Mackenzie in the face and say, hey, if you take Chelsea, you're going to lose. If you take me, you're going to win. Take me. And he doesn't do it. He says he loves them both, and whatever she decides, he's cool with. Cam, what are you doing?
He doesn't seem like that type of player.
He should be that type of player. We need more players like that.
So we also found out he played for Penn State.
Yeah, he played for Penn State. That was the college.
And that's the one you've been referring to all season?
No. He played CFL football. So he played for the Canadian Football League after Penn State.
Okay.
And got injured. but he played for the Edmonton's football team. And how I know that is I was on his Instagram and I was looking through I would look through his feeds because I wanted to see like if there was any like posts from it. And there was literally a photo of him at the stadium because I've sat in that exact spot, sort of. Like I recognize the stadium because I've been there. Like I go there like 2 or 3 times in the summer to watch football games. So I know the stadium. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, that's the stadium.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, I was just like, yeah, no, he did play for Penn State, though. Like, that was his football team. Or his college team. Gotcha. Different tiers of football. But Cam, what are you doing? And then MJ made a mistake. She should never have evicted Cam. She should have evicted Chelsea. Because then we could have been talking about Chelsea's coronation today as the Queen of Big Brother. I'm sorry, Mackenzie's Queen of Big Brother instead of Chelsea being the Queen of Big Brother.
Oh well.
So then we go into the jury roundtable and the speeches, and Chelsea completely destroyed those jury questions. Like light years better than Mackenzie. Mackenzie did terrible, and she killed her speech, and Mackenzie didn't. Like Mackenzie did a terrible job with her speech.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm terrible at public speaking. Hence, this is why I'm on the podcast. No. No. But if I have to present myself, like if I'm in some type of form of debate to try and beat someone, I'm more than likely going to lose, and I'm not going to have like the fight in me to want to do that. Like it's hard for it's hard for me to, I guess,
articulate why you should win something.
Yeah. Or like if I'm trying to pull out facts, it's going to come out all chopped and whatnot. And I stand no chance to that. So yeah. I'm Mackenzie in the situation, but did anyone, was there even a cloth laying down or anything for how badly Chelsea slaughtered her her speech?
There was not, no, but Chelsea completely and apparently she's been preparing that for like 2 or 3 days. And then apparently also too, she was the one who kept telling Mackenzie, hey, your game speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like all throughout the live feeds from what I heard on another podcast. But ultimately, yeah. So like I said, Chelsea killed it. MJ didn't. And ultimately they go to vote. And the 2 funniest going up to votes came from Chemo and Rubina. Because Chemo came up to vote and was like, I'm voting for one of you. And I'm just dying.
Like, that was good, though.
Like, that was just the funniest thing ever. And then Rubina comes in and follows, I'm voting for someone who's taller than me.
I mean...
And that one was a thinker a little bit, but then I'm like, wait, aren't they all... Oh my God, yes.
They were both legit, and they were good.
It made me actually like Rubina and Chemo more.
Yeah.
Quinn's was stupid. Like the sick, nasty nonsense.
The diabolical...
Most diabolical, sick, nasty player. It's like, sit down, shut up.
Yeah,
I'm happy you didn't win America's favorite.
The fact that he was considered is wild.
I mean, I think that makes sense because it was he was in the game a lot longer than the person who actually did win it, which we'll talk about. Talk about that history making thing a little bit later. But ultimately, yeah, so they all put in their votes, and then we get the pre-jury segment. And one of my first notes with the pre-jury segment was Joseph, because Joseph almost didn't come because he lives in Florida. And as we all know, Florida got hit with a hurricane. And our thoughts are going out to the people who were in that, and we're hoping everyone was safe and everything's good with Joseph. And I felt for him in that moment. I'm like, aw.
Mm-hmm.
But Joseph still came out, probably because it was like said once in a lifetime thing, and he didn't want to not honor his contract. Although I don't think CBS would have really cared if he didn't honor his contract in that situation.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, why would they? And then we get Tucker. And so they go to talk about Tucker Rubina. And Tucker then says, I don't know if this is the right time to do this. And I got flashbacks. Did you ever watch Big Brother 21?
Yeah.
Okay, I got flashbacks to Swaggy proposing to Bailey at the finale.
That was season 20.
Or 20, sorry. I don't. Anyways, I was so scared that Tucker was about to propose to this girl.
Same. I was wondering. I was like, there ain't no way. He, like, was it the flower part or the part where he...
It was the flower part.
Okay, so I was thinking, I was like, he's not going to propose right now. So then he brought out the flowers and I was like, okay, thank God. And then they brought up the AI, fake AI situation later. And I'm just like, oh no, he's not doing it now, is he?
No, yeah, he didn't propose, which is good. We didn't want him to propose.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been so cringe. And like, that was cringe when Swaggy did it with Bailey.
Yeah.
Because like they knew each other for 10 days. Or like 14 days at that point.
Yeah, and then Matt and Mackenzie only knew each other for 10 days. Like, oof.
And then Julie, the Matt and MJ thing, that's what my next note is. The Matt and MJ thing is cringe. Like, because Julie's bringing it up, and then Matt's like, oh, just so you know, I did match with someone today. He. And it's like, this is cringy. And like, Mackenzie rightly points out, like, it was 10 days.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is... And I'm going to make this bold prediction right now. Nothing is going to happen between those two.
No, you don't think so?
I guarantee you nothing will happen between those two.
Huh.
I'm just putting that out there. And then, like I said, the whole Matt stuff was cringe. Because, like, the Matt Angela thing.
Yeah.
That was just cringy.
Yeah, like, can we move past this part because it's that cringy?
Yeah, yes, we can. And then Tucker reveals himself as the AI instigator.
There we go.
Which is like, I mean, meh. And then we go to commercial, and we come back to the vote, and Chelsea gets the first 4 votes and wins the game. And then ultimately also won this game 7-0. Okay, your Chelsea clearly just won 7-0 because they revealed the first 4 votes. And I'm like, ain't no way Chemo, Rubina or Cam voted Mackenzie. So this is clearly a clean sweep.
Did you notice where they put the keys?
No. Did I miss something?
This is my word.
Big Brother Where Waldo?
Oh my God. Like, when I saw that, I'm on the verge of crying right now because they are so stupid. Meaning, like, okay, so you're supposed to put the keys in the circle thing, right? Mm-hmm. But when Julie takes the keys out and reveals it, she then puts it in that clear glass thing in front of it.
Yeah.
They all put their keys in that clear glass thing, not the circle thing.
I didn't catch that. On 2 watches, I didn't catch that.
Because I saw it and I'm just like... that OTEP competition, they really are dumbasses. But you know what? Quinn started it off. He was the first vote. He was the first one to put his key in that thing. And then everyone else just followed because it's just like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Jesus. I cannot with this cast. I saw that and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You are not.
I didn't catch that.
You're not utilizing the circle key thing that you're supposed to put the keys in. That is a monumental, iconic symbol of the show. And how do you...
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Please, if there's anything that you do for me, go back and just watch the moment they put the keys in.
Yeah, I'll go back and I'll watch the moments I put the keys in at some point in my life.
I just cannot, like...
Or before they take it off the streaming service that I have it.
I literally don't know what was going through the mind of Julie Chen Moonves, and...
She was probably pissed at them. I mean, and to your point, too, yes, Otev is right. This cast was a bunch of dumbasses. Like, this is the cast that all lost Otev in one round. Can't put keys in properly.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? Oi. So then ultimately, Chelsea wins 7-0. We then get a history-making America's favorite player as Tucker becomes the first pre-juror in Big Brother history to win America's favorite player. I feel like that's rightfully so.
Yeah.
Between Quinn, Angela, and him, like, who do I want to see win it? It's Tucker.
Yeah, as far as the amount of shows that Angela has been on, you would be surprised that she didn't win. Again, I don't know how Quinn made top 3.
Yeah, I think he was just popular, and like the stuff with Leah kind of bumped him up a little bit.
Either way, so this really is the first pre-juror America's favorite player win.
Yes, they said it, and I believe it. I haven't not fact checked, but I believe it because the other podcast I listened to didn't say that was incorrect, so I'm going to assume it's correct because they actually do. What we need is if anybody's out there and wants to be our fact checker for us and come on and give us all the fact checks on some of this stuff, feel free to do that.
Do you even know when America's favorite player was introduced?
I don't know.
Because on season 9, I don't think they even had it then.
Yeah, I think it was maybe season 10 or 11 or 12 or 13. Probably 11 is my guess because I remember Jeff winning it.
Somewhere between 19 and 20 because 20 is when I first started watching the show, and 10 is the current season that I'm on.
I'm not going back to fact check. Like, I think this is not a time or a place to fact check that. But yeah, Tucker is the first but I'm gonna be inclined to believe them that Tucker is the first pre-juror to win it.
Okay.
I think Tucker winning it makes sense, and he's one of the better people to win it. I feel like I said, I didn't want to see Angela win it.
Right.
That would have just been the worst if Angela won it. I didn't want to see Quinn win it. I was kind of actually hoping that Leah or like Mackenzie would get in the top 3, but I think Mackenzie lost a lot of the casual fans' respect when she put up Leah. And I think Leah just wasn't popular enough. Same with like the trio of Rubina, Tikor, and Chemo. I don't think any of them really deserved it.
Right.
So I feel like they were going to give it to somebody. They kind of had to give it to a pre-juror and give it to Tucker.
I was going to be like doing backflips if Brooklyn's name was called.
No. It's not a thing that people want to see.
It was something I wanted to see.
Okay, fine. But yeah, and then after Ainsley dies, Janky comes back and sings, and that was when I just skipped and called it an episode. I'm like, nope, this is it. I thought Janky was going to come up and introduce Reindeer Games Part 2.
I was wondering about that too. The way that Julie had finished off, like she was like, what did she say? Wait, I'm getting word from whatever.
Yeah.
She was like doing her ear check thing.
Yeah. And then like, it was just
are we doing like a Celebrity Big Brother season this winter or but nope. Just Janky's revived.
I hated Celebrity Big Brother. We would not cover that if there was Celebrity Big Brother. I've only seen one season of it.
Rephrase. You would not cover Celebrity Big Brother.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Tommy will cover Celebrity Big Brother. Tommy will also cover Reindeer Games Part 2 if there is a Reindeer Games Part 2. He will be the guy who covers it on this podcast. I won't. But at being his, I want to say air quote boss. I'm going to air quote the boss part because boss. I feel like Tommy would. I can assign Tommy to cover that if people want him to cover that.
There we go.
But ultimately, that's a wrap on the season. And I'm proud of myself because I managed to podcast about this entire season. Mm-hmm. We got through it.
Woo-hoo.
Yay for Eric. As far as winners are concerned, Chelsea, I feel like she played a dominant game. I think Chelsea is well deserving of her win. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
I think Mackenzie's a solid runner-up. And I'm going to urge people to stop hating on her. Spread love, not hate.
Exactly. Like Julie Chen says at the end of every episode. Love one another.
Exactly. Love, like, I'm never going to say that specifically, but.
The viewers are clearly not taking notes.
No.
They think Julie Chen is a sham for saying that. No.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, she's just, like I said, it's just a lot. I feel like I said, the Chelsea stuff is a lot. Or I mean, like the hate on Mackenzie is just a lot. Like,
yeah,
like I said, like she isn't the first person to do this,
right?
And you're never going to convince me that she deserves any of the hate that she's getting. I don't think any of these people deserve. Any one of these cast members are free to come on this podcast except for Angela. As far as I'm concerned.
Not Angela.
No, never Angela. Angela.
Oh,
no.
okay,
Angela. Okay. I say everyone but Angela.
Oh, even Brooklyn?
Yeah, okay, Brooklyn too. Maybe we'll throw Brooklyn in the no list, but I feel like you'd want to talk to Brooklyn, so.
Yeah, I mean.
That can be one you do solo if you want.
I'm thinking about it and thinking. Because, I don't know. I got things to think about.
Yeah. But ultimately, though, this was a good season. And like I said, the fact that I was able to get through it all should tell you that it was a good season.
Yeah.
Because Big Brother 25, we were done at this point. Like, we were not covering. And
is it just me, or I didn't really care about the what was the theme for 25? It was the multiverse.
The multiverse.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. I don't know.
Nobody was. Yeah, it was like the Big Brother multiverse. Suri came in. It was just like Big Brother 25 did the impossible. They made me want to root for Suri.
Oh my God.
Which, for those who listen to or talk about or watch Survivor, you know I don't like Suri. So, there's that. But yeah, so ultimately, Chelsea winner. Congratulations, Chelsea. Mackenzie, great runner-up. Tucker, well-deserved America's favorite player. Cam, I am going to publicly apologize for all the backlash and hate that I gave you this season. Calling you the most boring man alive and one of the worst players ever. I stand by you sucked at the comps, but it's not 100% your fault.
Is it factual? Yeah.
It's factual, but did I take it a little bit too far? Yes. Quinn, if you're ever on this podcast, please do not yell at me. I will tell you to immediately tone it down.
Don't pull it, Cam.
Yeah. I'll immediately tell you to tone it down. And as far as Tommy, thank you. I know you joined this season of Big Brother Podcasting late to cover for John, who was co-hosting with me and then needed to take the time off. But Tommy, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you coming in.
Oh, absolutely.
And talking about the season with me.
I didn't I do like one of the earlier episodes or something?
Yeah, I think you did. Like you were on like in one of like our early days, and then you just like stayed.
Okay.
You were on one of our live ones.
Okay.
And then you just stuck around.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
I appreciate you, Tommy.
Trying to make a living.
So, Tommy,
trying to make a living out of this podcasting world.
Aren't we all? So Tommy, do you have anything else you wanted to add with the finale?
I just hope next season the house guest or the jury house puts the keys right in the box instead of
that would be ideal.
It was just I'm just surprised no one else had like thrown it out there or like made it a point to like say, hey, you guys wrong box, or like they didn't stop the filming or anything. Obviously it was live, but even then it was just
I mean, I feel like they need to do like a dress rehearsal.
Well, either that
show them where to put the thing.
That box away until Julie's ready to pull the keys out.
Yeah.
Like, why was it even there? Like, give it a moment. You have a commercial break between then and then to bring that box out. I didn't get it.
Yeah. I would inclinedly agree with you on that. So, shall we discuss future King Frick Fresh Entertainment Group stuff?
Let's do it.
So, in about 6 minutes from now, me and Matt will be live to talk about Survivor 47. So, if you're hanging out with us right now, stick around because I'll be live talking about Survivor with Matt. Then tomorrow, Tommy, Diego, and I will be back to record our challenge for the podcast entitled, What the Hell Are They Doing?
And I've got a surprise tomorrow night, I hope.
What kind of surprise, Tommy?
It wouldn't be a surprise if I told you.
Tommy, you know I don't like surprises.
And I am the biggest surpriser.
We talked about this in the group chat.
I'm the biggest surpriser puller offer of the entire world because I love surprising people. So you'll just have to tune in if you want to check out the surprise.
Okay. So tune in for that because I guess there's a surprise coming. I don't know.
I really hope there is.
Okay. I'm here for it.
If not, I'll let you in by the end of the episode.
All right, fair enough. And then as always, my Thursday solo podcast where I talk about the Traders Canada will be coming out on Thursday. It'll be my video podcast. Be on the lookout for that. As well as our Patreon's live, guys. So if you want to become a patron, go to the Patreon.
What are the tiers?
We have our junior membership tier, which you get. Hang on. I don't know it off the top of my head.
There we go.
Damn it, Tommy.
I pulled a quick one on you.
You did. Where are our tiers? Hang on. Damn you, Tommy. Why you being like this?
I just had to. Well, if you're gonna tell people to join your Patreon, they gotta know that what they're signing up for. I mean, they could go to the website and find out themselves.
They could. But... Okay, so we got our junior membership tier, which is a $10 a month thing. You get access to exclusive Patreon only videos and podcasts. As soon as I get up to at least 5 patrons, I will start posting more Patreon stuff videos. Me and Diego are currently in talks to work on one. Access to our Discord as well as the email of the podcasts before they're posted. So for those who don't know, I email the podcasts out to people. or I email the podcast to myself before. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I email the podcast out to myself before I post it. So you guys can be on the lookout. Email sent to you. And then also there is the senior membership tier, which is access to the video, access to the Discord, email for podcasts, and you can also I'll allow you to recommend video suggestions for my movie and video reactions.
Ooh.
So get ready for that. So there's somebody here who's backstage. I don't know why he's backstage because it's in the wrong thing. So I'm just going to casually put him in. Hey, Matt.
No, I'm in the right spot.
No, you're not. There's a second link.
I got the other one open on my computer, ready for whenever we switch off.
But Matt is waiting in the wings for our Survivor podcast. Matt, how are you doing, by the way?
I'm good. I was hoping to maybe throw some challenge hot takes out there because I see Tommy's got a big surprise tomorrow, and I saw you want to name the episode "What the Hell Are They Doing?"
So your hot takes are already taken. I'm using one of your hot takes.
But my comment the other day or 2 weeks ago to Diego was this show is going nowhere. And I think they've proven me to be correct in the 2 weeks since. Because one, as much as I love what that challenge was, what the hell are they doing with two people on one team?
Yes. That's going to be one of my hot takes.
They could not win. So what are we doing here?
I mean, they could have won if Rachel and Derek would have just pulled some sort of Hulk and She-Hulk thing and just bulldozed everyone off.
And so, go ahead, Tommy.
So here's my gripe with the challenge is because I think production thought that challenge had more what's the word? More ability to I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't think of it right now. It was more promising. The challenge was supposed to be more promising because the people were supposed to be more aggressive with it. The people were supposed to knock down the last era standing. Why didn't the guys round? They just didn't go after the last few people because they had alliances. This isn't the challenge.
They should have done this challenge immediately after they did that initial purge when it was even for everybody and make them really go after people.
Exactly.
And I find it, they like to say that all the challenges are predetermined. And I like to believe that, but I find it very odd that when Derek is in the elimination on one leg is the first time in about a month that the elimination is physical.
Right. Yeah.
So I always just wonder about those things.
So, I mean, what you said about these eliminations and these challenges are pre-planned. They say that because it's like a kind of like a liability, I think they say, because they could face a lawsuit but depending on who determines this lawsuit or whatever that you want to call it, is the viewers the first time that the people are watching that could determine whether it could be taken to become a lawsuit at some point, or is it people behind the cameras they have to tell their lawyers, hey, we're going to do this elimination or this challenge in this order? Is it the people on set? Is it the people that they work with closely in production that will bring them to a lawsuit if it happens to come that way? Right. That's where my mind goes if that is the case.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's no way to ever really prove it one way or the other unless they release the challenges to people beforehand. But they just always do a couple things that make you go,
Yeah. Probably years from now, we're going to get another documentary regarding it, saying It's going to be like one of the Hugh Hefner, The Secrets of Playboy type of documentaries.
All right, I'll let you guys finish.
Well, we're just about done, but yeah, Tommy has his, as always. Also Wednesday, Tommy has his live tweeting of the challenge, and I'll be live on Twitch, twitch.tv/King Fresh Entertainment Group to watch the episode of Survivor. You got to hear my pre-thoughts on the episode as you watch the Twitch stream, and then coming up in a few minutes, you get to hear my actual thoughts with Matt. So, Matt, as always, thanks for stopping in.
Goodbye.
Have a good
one,
guys.
I'll see you in a minute. And Tommy, you say goodbye. But Tommy, thank you.
Of course.
And audience, thank you. And I'll see you guys in a couple minutes for me and Matt's thing. So thank you guys, and see you in a minute.
Later. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching this amazing season of The Challenge with us. Or Big Brother. Yeah, Big Brother. Yeah. We've talked about the challenge so much. And then here's Matt typing in the chat as if I'm supposed to see this. We're doing a podcast, man. I'm not going to see this.
I saw it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not you. Okay.
All right, later.
Ending stream.